Hey everybody, so in honor of the Treat Yourself t-shirt, I thought I would do a monologue that I never posted, but I wrote at the end of January, and I liked it, and I never sort of did anything with it, so yeah. Um, it's a little more serious. It's called What the Doctors Told My Mom. Okay, here we go. The doctors told my mom I'd have trouble, or I'd be trouble, I can't remember which. They said I'd be a handful, so maybe trouble. Maybe they said I'd be trouble, and by way of being trouble, I'd have trouble, as would she, of course, for having to deal with me. That was the expression that always set her off, people asking, "How do you deal with—" It would make her incredibly angry. My mother lost two children and then had me. She was so happy the idea of me being something she had to deal with was lunacy to her, and later on it became so to me, although I didn't blame the doctors, they were just trying to warn her about the maybes. There were a lot of maybes. Maybe I wouldn't talk, maybe I wouldn't hear, maybe I wouldn't be able to understand. That would be the scariest one, of course. You can hear and talk and see and think and articulate and elaborate and describe and delineate, I suppose, but to never be able to understand or to make yourself understood, well, that would be the ultimate darkness, it seems. The doctors told my mom that she and I might pass by each other our entire lives, never quite seeing eye to eye. But a mother understands her child before the child understands itself, and so, despite them telling her about the options for me, for when I was born, for when I could be brought somewhere, taken somewhere where I could be cared for by people who also wouldn't understand me, but would at least be alright with not understanding me, my mother understood enough to tell all those doctors to, well, I shouldn't repeat it, it wasn't the nicest choice of words. Suffice it to say, the doctors told my mother something, and my mothers told the doctor something. And the doctors went away, and then it was my mother and me. And things were hard, and they were always hard, and that's what I want to say, that this isn't a doctors were wrong story. At least not completely. They were not completely wrong. But there is something they were wrong about. I'm standing here at my mother's funeral talking about her, and as I do, I see my son sitting in the front row, a son I'm sure the doctors expected I'd never be able to have or care for. Granted, they know more now than they do then. These were then doctors, not now doctors. Now doctors understand more than then doctors did, but I look at my son and I understand something about my mother. And I understand that she probably always understood me. And that's why she took me home. And that's why she fought past the hard and the difficult. And that's why I can stand here now and speak so eloquently about her. She taught me to speak. She taught me to listen. And she taught me how to make myself be understood. How she did all that, I'll never understand, but hopefully I'll take my son home with me today, and with each day that goes by, I'll understand a little more. And that's that. Thank you, and